only on esportbf.com.
All right, well, it does look like we are live here, guys. Players have spawned in, and we are going to get this thing a rolling. Big squad going over there towards Charlie right from the start. This is going to be from our blue squad over here. Kind of surprised to see, well, no, too easy. They're going to go ahead and push up onto the bridge. So I guess they said, well, screw the ground game. We're just going to go ahead and take the air and see how this plays out. So, yeah, interesting little play here. As a big push going to be coming in down below. It is going to be Blades here. I think they're going to go for a Delta push here.
You never know. You never know. I mean, you're looking at the way that they're pushing in at the moment. I mean, they're capturing that C point. They've got in there. They've got a good situation now. Obviously, you can see now the teams are starting to push towards that D point to try and sort of get into good positions of defense. So it's just a matter of whether or not they'll be able to hold it for long enough.
Well, that is definitely a good position for them to be in. Now they're going to be stuck over here onto the seaside for 300, and this is just a very awkward spot. They really didn't get their tank up into a decent position. We are going to be seeing 300 just now getting their tank actually out of Echo. Looks like that they were really expecting to have a decent infantry fight over there on the Charlie, but not going to be the case. We do see Skills trying to get some long-range shots over there onto that Delta flag, but I would have to say this is kind of taking them aback at the moment. I'm really curious to see what the tank is doing over here for 300 now that he is kind of out of his spawn, but he is going to have to contend with some really uncomfortable rockets that will be coming out from that Delta site. And oh my God, look at the bridge, Chad. Something we were talking about before was how effective is this bridge going to be? Well, right now we see Chuck getting hit from multiple angles, and the bridge being the biggest one. He can't quite get a shot up on top. And look at this, Sergio is going to be coming around the corner. He's going to say hello. And I don't think that tank is going to stay up very long at all for 300.
Yeah, it's definitely looking that way. They've used that bridge to get over there and essentially get in, sneak in behind the tank and actually cause it major problems. They've taken down the engineer. There goes the tank, and that's going to be a major push as far as they're concerned. Now, you'll also notice they then started to move back from that position to secure D and to start to push back towards C. So definitely a very aggressive push there by the members of Too Easy. They took out the tank. That's going to be a big asset loss as far as Spartans are going to be concerned.
Yeah, I think for now on, we have seen the better push here on this map. Forget about C. Lock down that bridge. Lock down those further two flags. And it's going to be really tough to break. Right now, we do see Doom trying to pick up a two-piece. He is going to be able to take down one, not able to pick up the third. Was that a squad wipe? It does look like his other teammate is on that Delta flag, but the rest of them did end up getting taken down. So they are going to be setting up for a defensive hold here on top of that Delta site. And they should be able to, at the very least, cause or bleed some more tickets there from that position. Yang is going to be set up all the way across map here. He's trying to spot out all of these players coming in from C. Sergio backing up just a little bit now. I like what Sergio is doing, though, as a tanker. He's just kind of pulling back a little bit, seeing where he can position himself for the most amount of damage. But right now, we're going to stay on board here with the squad onto that Delta site. And, ooh, that bar not able to finish out those kills, but three people are going to be pushing in onto Delta. Smoke doing a decent job there with the concealment, but you do see a squad sitting right on the other side. This is where you want to have that C4. It does look like Hearth is going to go ahead and back on out. Yeah, that didn't really have a good opportunity there of doing any damage. Does seem like most of them are going to be getting pushed off of the flag. The tank is going to be setting onto the cap radius for now, but this is like an entire team push just to get this Delta flag back. And they really didn't lose a whole lot. I mean, it's 50 tickets in the grand scheme of things. As ooh, nice little shot there from Blades. We'll be able to pick up one with the head. And looking for number 2 inside the building as he's just trying to peek on before he puts his feet up inside the site. And he does end up going down. But yeah, right now, looking pretty decent. Delta is going to go back over here to 300, but at the same time, C is being capped as well. And this potentially could be a 3 cap if these bodies keep going in the way right now of Too Easy.
Yeah, it definitely appears to be that case. Now, obviously, we've just had the Spartans tank come back on the battlefield. He's going to force the enemy tank to push back a little bit. Now, he was getting quite up into the D area to support the team that were in there. And now, obviously, the Spartans trying to take that D point. They're obviously defending it, clearing out anybody who's left there. But the trouble is as soon as they focus on one flag, the enemy team is immediately going to rotate, go to another flag, and they're literally going to be running to catch up. Now, the question is, how long will the Spartan tank survive on the bridge against its enemy?
Absolutely. We do see Revelation aim over here onto the C flag, though, as we are going to be rotating back to another site that has been down. And so far, getting out that nice little lean. Aim doesn't end up getting picked up. But so far, it is looking like that 2 flag burn will be staying in the possession currently of 300. And C is now going to be flashing back over here, as 300 have been wiped off of the flag itself. A couple of spawns are going to be coming back in over here on C3. It does seem like that they are going to be bottled up. So a couple of rockets will do quite a bit of splash damage up in that area. Not going to be seeing any of it used just yet, but we do see the Tommy guns gearing up maybe for a push.
Yeah, looking at Chiquita, it looks like he's going backwards at the moment. He's taking quite a bit of punishment from the enemy tank. And obviously, he's being repaired by his repair man, trying to keep him alive as best he can. But the enemy tank's still taking pot shots at him, still causing him problems. He needs to kind of get into a little bit more of a defensive position so he's less easy to hit from distance, which is what the enemy team is doing to him at the moment. But the point is, you can see the contesting that is going on the D point at the moment. That seems to be one of the primary focuses for both these teams, the ownership of that corner.
And we are going to be seeing Professor Aim here using a LMG that, honestly, I never really thought would have been used at all, and that's going to be the Bren, as this thing is pretty awful with that magazine right up there on top. But he is going to go ahead and make his way back over to that Delta flag. Doesn't look like 300, though, having a little bit of issue of clearing this off completely. So they've flood in to try and help out with the initial cap. Doesn't look like it's going to be too successful right now. You do see him owning positions up on top of the bridge. The tank has committed himself on top of that Delta site. A couple of C4s, not going to be too good if he doesn't watch himself. But for the time being, he is going to be able to do a little bit of damage. And you can see he is trying to wheel around and watching out for that other tank that's going to be coming in. But look at the infantry that has spawned back in. There is at least 2 squads that are going to be on Delta right now, along with the tank potentially pushing on up. This could be devastating here for the armor if they are not careful. 2 reppers, it looks like, are going to be onto that tank here itself. It's going to be Rubitak as well, who's going to be able to keep that tank up alive for the time being. But here is a very, very critical push. C4 is going to be out. We'll see if they can actually cause... Oh! Almost a massive play. He picks up 2, picks up a 3rd and a 4th. Can't quite get the last one. He does go down, but a beautiful play nonetheless. And we are going to be seeing, though, still a flood of 2 easy players coming in onto that Delta flag. Unfortunately, not able to do the damage that they wanted to. But wow, I have to say, that was pretty impressive. Tank does back on out. He says, you know what, guys? I got to go ahead and keep this baby alive, so you just do you. And it is going to be another C4 kill coming back in. That's going to be a double once more. So 300 is doing some really, really good work in terms of frags. And so far, they do have the control of that B and C site. They just don't have the lead. About 30 tickets back behind, but they are creeping their way back into this game.
Yeah, now one thing you obviously saw from Chiquita, that was a very dangerous moment for the Spartans tank, because you had loads of troops around the D point, they were surrounding him, and also you then had the enemy tank from 2EZ moving in to try and focus that position, get him taken down. He managed to slip out of there very quickly, but it was a very dangerous moment for the guys. And right now at the moment, the D point is swarming with members of 2EZ. They're feeling pretty secure how things are. And now you can see that the other members of the opposing team are now sort of focusing their attention on B. Maybe they're going to start throwing stuff at the enemy tank, see if they can at least focus his attention around that area.
Yeah, AIM is going to be making his way into that Bravo site. A lot of explosions going to be coming in. He is down to 1 health. Still, somehow, he was up and alive there for a little while. He does eventually go down. Across the way, you do see Alhart. Oh, my God. Finally able to get that kill. But did take him quite a while. Smiley is going to be up as well. He's going to be over here next to that Charlie flag. So it doesn't look like the B contested was successful. They are going to go ahead and cap that flag. So, or I'm sorry, the B defense wasn't that successful. So we do see Revelation Aim now making his way back over here towards that Delta flag. They got to go ahead and try and secure this site, as we do have a tank sitting right on top of it too. So Aim is going to be able to spot him out and do a little bit of damage. But overall, that tank he needs to watch at, because he is going to get swarmed in just a few seconds. And as soon as I say that, he goes down.
Yeah, that was unfortunately a dangerous situation for him. He got caught out of position. He didn't have a lot of people around him, so being supported, obviously, the Spartans lost a lot of people in that point, taken down by their enemy, and that was an opportunity that they were looking for, and they focused their attention on the tank, took it down. That now means that the initiative and the advantage is with 2easy.
Yes, it is. Revelation, yeah. Oh, Doug! Just got a nice little headshot there. That was on Revelation Yang, and he said, "Who needs to have semi-automatic rifles? I got myself a bolt action. We're just going to go ahead and lock it down." But he's going to be watching right now from the spawn over here next to that B flag. Don't know if he's going to be able to do much of anything at all. He could stop this infantry from maybe pushing in over here to C, but really, he's not going to be able to do much of anything else. He is going to be using those flares, though, just to check and make sure that there's not going to be any kind of pushing that he doesn't know about. But don't really like the fact that he's sitting back here for so long. Kind of would have liked to have seen him push up just a little bit more. And you do see that long-range shots coming in. Not going to be able to connect, but yeah, that tank is like, hey, man, you've got a sniper, but I got a freaking bomb gun right now. About to kill him. Bomb gun. Oh, my God. By the way, guys, I am sick, so my brain isn't working, but you can go ahead and make fun of me.
Not saying a word to that at all. So the problem is, obviously, is at the D point, they've got a decent amount of defenders from 2easy. They're holding back the members of Spartans. They try and push in. Obviously, they want to be very careful. They don't want to move the tank up too far because they're going to lose it, as was happened previously. And now you've obviously got the members of 2easy. Their tank has now moved up and is basically pinning the tank back. So it means that it can't do what it needs to do. So the question is whether or not you're going to see the Spartans suddenly start to change things around, maybe start to focus their attention tank from 2easy, take it down as quickly as possible, as he's blatantly destroying the tram. And yeah, not a respecter of property, this man.
Not respecting the property at all. Just got to go ahead and give him a ticket. Big push going to be coming in onto that Delta flag. So far, 300 do not have the bleed in their favor. 518 to 603. And you do see Nav right now. I don't know what he's doing right now. He's I think, thinking that some infantry players are going to be going up the stairs, but he hasn't found them just yet. He's going to go ahead back on out, looking like he's going to find another route to come on in. But yeah, this is just a frag fest right now on top of that Delta site. Will end up going down. Chiquita is going to be outside with that tank. Not going to be able to do anything just yet. Bully is going to be up. We'll be able to get the revive as well. But there's so many players around. Pulls up the secondary to try and finish it out. And it's just chaos right now onto the flag itself. Not really able to do much of anything at all. Will eventually go down. But yeah, this Delta site is just really in a lot of chaos. Same time, we do see a push coming in potentially over here onto Bravo to try and do some work over there. But yeah, that's going to be a nice little glitch there from Dice. But we do see plenty of players here set up for the defense. I think we got 3 players. They're going to be back onto B. Bull does end up getting picked up, though. Sergio going to make his way back here in the tank, and Chain of Misery should be able to stall out any kind of burn until that tank does come back. Only one player is actually on the flag itself for this 300 squad in order to really do any damage at all. And I think that tank coming back should be able to stall it out, although we do see some nice little placement of a Molotov. We do have a couple of players coming in from the bus itself. And Difference has managed to get his way inside that Bravo flag. Nice little pickup there. Looking for number 2 right outside. Looks like his teammates will be able to clean that up. Tank is still going to be up and alive, taking a little bit more damage. But one of the things that I was mentioning before, the tank being able to get in that back corner does allow him a little bit of cover. He can kind of tuck himself away. He has that crate in the back that he can start healing from. So that's going to be his nice little home right there. Does look like that Doug is still going to be back up and fighting in and around this tank, trying to get some kills going down. That ain't going to happen. Misses every single one of his shots. and will eventually go down. So right now, Charlie and Delta are still going to be in the favor right here of 2EZ, although Delta is getting contested quite heavily once more.
Yeah, it's pretty. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but the tank driver has changed around. We've now got Ruby Attack driving the tank, and his teammate who was driving it previously, Chiquita, is now in as the support to repair. Now, you can see that they're trying to force that position, trying to get in there, take out as many of those enemies as possible. But earlier on, when they came down the road on the left-hand side, literally you saw immediately 2EZ focus their attention with the RPGs and the Panzerfaust to try and take him down as quickly as possible. Fortunately, because the support guy was there with the repair tool, it prevented it from happening. So it still means that it's a tense situation here, and the D point is going to be the primary one they're focused on.
That it is. We do see some players setting up on top of the bridge here. Bullfitter is going to be up back behind the tank here for 2EZ. He's going to be providing those crucial heals. And as I said, I mean, that's pretty much going to be your standard, I think, for now on in these larger scale maps. Oh, nice little shot there. Smiley will be able to take him down very, very fast. And Sergio, you're going to have to react here as that B flag will start to spawn in more and more enemy players. C is also going to be getting contested as well. So right now, 2EZ is kind of in an awkward position. Spawns are definitely not going to be favoring, but Sergio is just locking it down. He's picked up 3 kills so far on top of the B site. Nobody's spawning back in with rockets just yet. Should be seeing his teammates coming back up in just a few moments as this flag is pretty much neutraled out from anybody capping it. And finally, we do see those spawns that are going to be coming on up, but he is surrounded once again on all sides, and this is where it's really going to get interesting. Bullfitter is going to try and pick up that kill. He can get the shot there, a last-second shot there with that Bren gun, but this position is really going to be good for him to be in. We'll be able to provide some really good spawns there for his squad. That's not on the tank itself, so they don't have to worry too much about explosives being able to take them out in their AoE. But Bullfitter will try go ahead and secure that flag here with the rest of his squads. I like what they're doing so far. We even have Sergio getting up inside the building itself. And, you know, he's got to get his teammates to clear this off. I mean, I'm really surprised that we haven't seen more players throwing nades, rockets up into the top side of B in order to try and clean this out.
Yeah, I am a bit surprised by that. Obviously, taking apart part of the building, deny them cover that they would actually be using. One thing we did see earlier was 2EZ. The tank overreached slightly from Spartans. 2EZ basically had so many people there who were assault, they were able to swarm it and take it down very quickly indeed. So that basically meant that then, obviously, things were on there to the benefit of them, and they were able to capture that point. But almost immediately, you saw the members of Spartans turn that around. The tank's now back in the D point. They're now starting to contest it again. And he's got to be very careful about getting into that point because it's not a lot of space to maneuver. It's going to be a problem. He could get pinned in. He could have rocket troopers in all directions. And he's going to be in a serious problem. For sure. Now, on the other side of the map, we are going to be seeing that Delta flag going back over into the favor here of 300. They did manage to push off all of those infantry players. Unfortunately, doesn't look like over on the B is going into the favor of 2EZ. They still have that presence that they haven't been able to take care of. That tank now pretty much just trying to go back in and out to stall out this cap. But surprisingly enough, I mean, we haven't seen more and more assaults being spawned in to take care of him. I think now we are going to be seeing that flow kind of going back in their favor, but these infantry players down below are definitely going to be a hindrance. You do see Difference able to only take down one. His teammates now going to be completely outnumbered onto that Bravo flag, and they will end up getting cleaned up. So definitely not looking good there in order to secure that 2 cap and hold it on for too long. Professor Aim is going to try and stall out this burn over onto Delta. 435 now to 533. 100 ticket difference in favor of 2EZ. And remember, we're going down 300 tickets, so not a whole lot here to work with. Only about 32, 33 tickets for 300 to make this comeback happen. And, you know, at this point in time, maybe you can't actually win the game, but you can definitely try and whittle down those tickets as much as possible. If they can get that down sub 100, they should be looking pretty good here in the next round. Yeah, one thing I've noticed a lot in the confrontations around the D point and down the road is that whenever the tank is not around, whenever it's literally troops on troops, Too Easy always seem to get the advantage over their opponents, Spartans. It seems to be that they're very, very good at the close quarter battle, and it's causing a major problem for Spartan because if they don't have the tank there to assist them with a little bit of extra firepower, they tend to lose that fight.
Well, it does look pretty bad now, as that 2-flag burn is going to be coming on in. We have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players now that's going to be on top of that Delta site for Too Easy. Spartans just can't really get a break right now. Every single time they do get a cap, seems like it's going back over to the other team somewhere else on the map. And Delta is going to be quickly drained down to a neutral setting, as every single one of those players on the cap itself have been taken care of. Smiley will be able to take care of that last player. I think that we do have a couple of reinforcements that are going to be coming back in from main spawn, but ultimately, I don't know if they're going to be able to do much, if anything at all. Doom is going to be set up with those smokes. He's got that Tommy gun, which is really a perfect position here for that Tommy gun to do a massive amount of damage here to these players. Oh, but the long-range hallway shot is going to be able to take him down, so no dice there, as that's going to be a full squad wipe coming in onto Too Easy.
Now, if you have a look at D, the tank's back again, courtesy of Spartans. Now, obviously, he's just gone in there to assist them. He's going to be looking to go down the main road to engage the enemy tank from Too Easy, try and do some damage. But he's obviously got to be careful not to reach too far, but his main focus will be on the tank. Now, you're seeing not a lot of people around the D point right now, as far as the Too Easy team are concerned. You can see them starting to move up over by the C point and across the bridge. Now, they could be looking at doing an outflanking maneuver to try and get in behind the tank and cause them as many problems as possible. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But saying this at the moment, you can see their focus has changed with respect to holding that D point.
Oh, but Chad, look at this. We had a 3 cap for just a few moments. I don't know if we have anybody actually over there onto that C side. It does look like only 1 or 2 players are going to be up on top of that bridge, but that was a decent amount of time that they did have that 3 cap in. No points were being taken away, and now it's down to 412 to 82. So what we had talked about before about draining those tickets down sub 100, well, they have done just that. So I think that that's a small little victory, but we'll see how much more damage that they can do, because when they did push in for this 3 cap, they haven't actually allowed the other team to secure it yet. So it is still getting drained down. We're still seeing those tickets going into the favor right now of 300. This is a massive comeback if it is to happen. And I think that they have cleared out everybody but the one player. The tank finally taking them down. No, they didn't cap it, so they don't have to worry about the spawns coming back in. This is a huge play coming in for 300. Vasily will try to come back in onto Delta. He spots out 1, 2, 3 players. He's going to go ahead and back on out after poking on in. But even if they lose this Delta flag, I mean, they're still draining these tickets down, and that is exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, he just got finished off in that point, and now it looks like the D point is ever more likely to be secured by Too Easy. Now you can see Rubistat coming in to have a little bit of fun, but he's moving himself into a very dangerous position. You can see the fire coming in from multiple people all over the place, and he's going to be in a dangerous situation. He's got to get out of there quickly. You guys have got to come in and support him as quickly as they possibly can. And that's going to be another contestant of the D point. Meanwhile, you can see, obviously, the B flag also being contested as well. The C flag, currently untroubled, generally.
Right now, I love the usage of the tank. Most times I wouldn't want to see the tank getting up on top of that Delta site. But right now, I mean, you only have a few tickets left. You might as well just go for it, right? Try and hold them up there for as long as possible. Look at this. They've been able to drain almost 60 tickets now off of this team. This is a huge turnaround. 400 tickets now. As soon as we tick down below, that is going to be it here. But, I mean, this is a massive win. Even though they didn't technically win this round, this is a massive win right now for 300.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive turnaround as far as those guys were concerned. I think part of the danger really for the members of the Spartans was taking the tank into that building, because it made it too prone to being fired on from multiple directions. At least when they were sort of pillaring around the corner of the building, it gave them a few options where they could at least be less likely to be swarmed from multiple directions. We'll have to wait and see. Now, obviously, in the case of the Too Easy team, their tank had that advantage, down further along the road, the advantage you mentioned previously. But it's just a matter of whether or not they can actually turn it around for the next map and see what kind of difference it makes for them. I mean, it was still a good performance either way and a pretty close match.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now you do see the team starting to just cap every one of these flags, make sure that they can get this thing drained down as fast as possible. Take a look right now at the scoreboard. We've got Killa going 31-11, 26-16 there for Red Leb, 32-12 for Smiley, 31-1 for Sergio. Of course, he was in the tank, so he was getting a lot of repairs, but I mean, that is pretty darn impressive, especially if you look on the other side. And we got 16-7 for Rubitak. So he wasn't able to do as much damage in that tank as what we saw coming in for the Too Easy squad. And that may have been a real thorn in their side, but ultimately, even with that dominance in terms of just KD overall on the other side of the map, 23-19 going in for Magic, 24-20 at Bombtrocity, 26-25 for SDW, but not terrible scores coming in on the other side, but still they were able to get on those flags when it counted. And it does look like we have the final score coming in for 2Z at 42 tickets. So that's going to be, 43 tickets. So that's going to be our closest round yet.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think from the point of view of Spartans, obviously the biggest problem they had was defending that corner building. They kept being swarmed by their enemy, and it was just a major problem for them. I think what you mentioned about the difference in the map and how the opposing tank, the British tank, can move so far back and into a defensive position, it's kind of a little bit of an advantage as far as they're concerned. So, maybe that informs some of it and enabled them to push towards that point, the D point, as quickly as they could and hold it. But yeah, either way, still a very good match, I have to say. Impressed by both teams. It was just the stand-up fights were just fantastic.
I'm really surprised at the breakout that we saw. I love that coming in for Too Easy. They they said, okay, screw C, we're not going to worry about that. They took control of the bridge. They took their vehicle and they drove it straight over there to Delta, spawned in. I think there was only like 2 people on Delta that were actually going for the cap. The rest of them for 300 had actually gone to that Charlie site. So they had completely cut off any reinforcements coming in from C. 300 really had no presence anywhere else on the map. And, they were... Oh, and from that fact right there, they were able to come back really is something. But they did a fantastic job, I think, Too Easy on the breakout. I'm really curious to see what the adjustment is going to be from 300. Do they go for a similar breakout on that particular side of the map, or do we see maybe an adjustment where instead of throwing so many bodies at that C flag, maybe they do a little bit more of an even breakout over there towards that B site and into C? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But we didn't see their tank actually come out of Echo until like at least a minute maybe into the match. So maybe they lead out with their tank as opposed to last time. Not too sure, but definitely going to be interesting to see the adjustments coming in for this team. And we have just a few minutes here before we do head into our next round, as those tickets are going to be going down. But I would have to say fantastic match from both of these guys, and overall pretty neck and neck.
Very much so. Very much so. And I mean, obviously, Too Easy, I think, had the advantage when it came to sort of man-on-man type action and stuff like that. Or unfortunate choice of term and words. But basically, when it was, close quarters combat in the buildings, they tended to win a large majority of those confrontations. But that's predominantly what enabled them to sort of hold that D point at times and causing major problems when the tank from Spartans moved into that point a little bit too close. So, they were able to swarm it as best they could. So I have to say, it was a very good match. Very impressed by both teams.
So we are going to be going on into our next round here. It does look like we had a couple of people drop, so we might be delayed just a little bit longer.
Wouldn't be
Can't get
Battlefield
it,
if that didn't happen.
no doubt. We can't get that confirmation here from our admins just to see if they are going to be getting in as soon as possible, or they're having to restart their internet or whatnot. But yeah, I think this is going to be a very, very tight second round. I think that these teams stay fairly close overall in terms of skill.
Yeah, very much so. I'm going to be interested to see the movement of the tankers, because I'm wondering if you're going to see the Too Easy team, now they're on the United Kingdom, be a little bit more aggressive with the tank and try and push further up down the road to try and hold the enemy tank in its position. But it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do, whether or not the Spartans will take a little bit more of a defensive approach, or whether or not they'll go ultra aggressive down to the D point, maybe try and push as many advantages as they can so they can get a bleed on their enemy. It's obviously, because it's a relatively close score, they've got to be careful, because if they get into a bad situation where they've got all the points, as many points as possible captured, they're going to be on a massive lead against them, and that's going to be a real bugger to get around.
Yeah. All right, so it does look like the team balancer decided to kick in, so we have the teams trying to go ahead and get on the right sides for this match. Now, while we are waiting, let's go ahead and talk about our social media. Guys, if you are interested, you want to get involved with the community, or if you just want to keep up to date with what's going down, please follow us on Esport BF, our Twitter. You can also check us out on Facebook, Esport Battlefield. You can also check out all of the VODs that are going to be going up, which is ESB Official. We have, I believe, all of the VODs so far from the previous cups have been posted up. So yes, they have. So definitely go check those out. A lot of really good matches, a lot of really cool moments that are going to be going down. And then, of course, you guys can check us out on esb.network, and you can check us out at Discord. It's going to be esportbf.com/Discord. If you guys want to get involved in the community, you want to get involved in these cups, these matches, definitely do check it out there. If you need players, or if you're needing teams to play on, that's a good place to network. We will also next week be having our ESB Council, which is going to be where we decide the rule sets for, I believe, 16s and 12s. So if you guys want to, and you did participate in one of the cups, definitely do check that out. The rule set is already up for the 5v5s. So if we can get an admin to post that up in chat, if you guys are interested in checking that out, that has been finalized and set. So I know a lot of you have been wondering what the rule sets are going to be when the league starts up. Well, they have finally been set in stone. So go check those out, look at them, and see what you think. Now, if you guys would definitely do check us out on our League Hub. If you are interested in helping out in any way, you guys can go over there to ESP Careers. We're looking for observers, we're looking for casters, we're looking for admins. If you guys are interested in helping in any way, definitely do so. That would be much appreciated. We'd love to have you, and it would definitely help us out in creating a better product for not just the viewers, but also for the players as well. If you guys are feeling generous and you guys definitely want to help out in other ways, in a monetary way anyways, you can check us out, esportbf.com/donate. You can go and help us out. If you can't donate, that is perfectly fine. The fact that you are here and just viewing the match is enough. If you guys do have an Amazon subscription, Prime subscription, we would love to have your support in that route. And of course, do appreciate each and every player in person who has donated and who has helped us out through those Prime subscriptions. It goes a lot further than what you may think that it does. And yeah, so we really, really appreciate it. Of course, it is not mandatory. Just the fact that you guys are here makes it all worth it.
Yeah,
so it looks like
most of it goes to Brett's beer fund, but we don't discuss that generally.
Joke on you. I don't drink beer, so there you go.
Dear, dear.
Yeah. No, actually, I was the. I'm always the designated driver. I don't drink.
Is that because all your friends are really bad drivers? That was
They
what it
really
was like
are,
with me.
especially when they're drunk.
Well,
But
well, clearly, yes.
yeah, I think I've been the designated driver since I got my driver's license. So, you know,
Yeah, I was the same because my friends were terrible drivers, and it was like I just felt safer if I was driving. So I can sympathise.
oh, I don't really care about that. I'm a pretty bad driver as it is. Well, most people would say I feel perfectly safe when I drive. I don't know about you or them, but you know, they tend to think that I'm a bad driver. But we are just waiting in for this last chair. He has joined on in, so we should be getting started here in just a few minutes, guys. Not sure what the countdown timer is going to be at, but everybody is spawned in. Flags have been capped. We will see where exactly these tanks are going to be positioned themselves. Hopefully, the guys driving the tanks aren't drunk. They have been keeping sober this entire time, but you never know. You know, they could get a little bit tipsy here, fall off into the water. It would be fantastic to see that, but you know, highlights reels all around. Speaking of highlight reels, actually, guys, if you do see something that tickles your fancy on stream, definitely clip it. We'd love to be able to compile these clips later on into a nice little overview of what we did with all of our test cups, and kind of give you guys a little viewing of all the best moments. So if you do see something cool, make sure you do clip it.
Definitely.
And Tim has volunteered that he is going to be editing it the entire time. He said make as many clips as you possibly can, because he's definitely loving the fact that he can spend hours upon hours of going through footage. So anyways, we are going to be spawning into the match. It does look like this is, well, not as aggressive breakout towards that bridge as we saw before. There you have it. 300 is, I think, a little bit better breakout, but they're going more or a B push than what we saw previously on the other side of the map. It does look like Too Easy is going to go ahead and go for that Charlie Bush. First engagement should be on top of this bridge, and we're going to be on board with All Prince here, and he's going to be leading the charge for his squad. He does spot out some gunfire coming in for one or two of these players. He spots them out onto the stairs. We'll be able to take down one. Looking for two. He's very low on health. Reloads. Oh, no. At the wrong time, but he's going up against a recon, and the pistol is going to be too strong. At the same time, we also saw Bullfitter able to pick up a kill as well. So really, really good job there for them, as they are going to be able to control that bridge push. That we do see Delta Flag going over into the favor of Too Easy, and C Flag has been in their possession here since the beginning of the game. So again, Spartan is going to be a little bit lagging behind, but a big push onto that Delta Flag, and we are going to be seeing a potential flag swap. Looking at the mini map, I'm not seeing any blue arrows whatsoever in a really any type of position to delay this cap, so they should be able to get it here pretty easy peasy. A couple of players are going to be lagging in behind. Tank is going to be up as well. And this is overall not looking too bad here for 300. If they get the secondary cap, they will start to bleed these tickets down. And again, guys, 43 tickets is your ticket count. So not a whole lot there. Not a whole lot of wiggle room for Too Easy to make mistakes.
Yeah, and you can see now the tank, you can see Too Easy moving into that point as well. It's very similar to what Spartans did. You can see them just trying to get in there, root out all the enemy that are inside, and trying to essentially assist in the capture of that D point. Now, obviously, you can see their tank, as far as the Spartans are concerned, staying back in the same way that Too Easy did when they were on the opposing side. And you can see him essentially trying to assist in the taking of that building on the corner. You can see, let's see who's in there. Trinkita in there trying to take out as many of those enemies as they possibly can, supported by multiple infantry. And it's going to be interesting to see if he can root them out, because if they can capture that building, it will certainly help them.
It will indeed. A Bombatrocity squad mates did end up going down over there next to that Delta Flag, but he is going to be set up inside. C Flag is going to be going over into the favor. Woo! Was that the tank that took him out? It did. Nice splash damage coming in as Bombatrocity does go down. But at the same time, we do see that C Flag getting contested. Navs is going to be down below. He ends up getting taken down. So we are going to be seeing some flag flip-flopping going down. And it is going to be going right now into the favor of Too Easy, as they're trying to clear it out over here onto that B site. And no, we are going to be seeing more spawns coming in from 300. So they have managed to keep control of the flag so far. It is kind of going back and forth. That tank deciding, you know what, let's go ahead and back on out, as it is getting a little bit hairy. But Sean Bully making his way onto that B side. He gets completely demolished. That didn't even look fun at all. And we do see, let's see if we can find anybody back on over there towards Bravo. It looks like every single body has pretty much been cleared up. Bomb Atrocity is going to be in between that Echo flag and Delta. So they will be looking to try and get a little bit of a cap going down.
Now, I don't know if you saw that, but a very nice recon flare was fired in through the window of the C building. Oh, sorry, the B building. I do apologise. And so that's going to certainly help them with respect to that. Now you've got some tank-on-tank action. The enemy tank, as far as the Spartans are concerned, they had to pull their tank back. They lost their repairer. Now you can see the 2 Easy guys with their tank and their repairer starting to push up on that point while the fighting still rages around the D point. So it's interesting to see how this has turned out at the moment.
Oh! That was a mess of action that was going down on Delta. Didn't look like it was going, or it did not go into the favor there of 300, as 2 Easy will be able to wipe out every single one of those players. 300 does have Professor Aim setting up with his squad to try and maybe prevent or to get a little bit of a backflank going down, but it's not going to be in the best of positions. He doesn't have that high ground advantage. And as we all know from Star Wars, you have to have that high ground advantage. Oh, that's just not going to be the case. Is every single time they get revived, they die. Professor Aim does get back up, but he's just trying to survive here, getting shots from every which way, and he will eventually go down. So really good job there from 2 Easy as they do control this bridge in its entirety. We do see Bullfitter looking for those long range shots there with that LMG. You can see the tanks going back and forth, as you said before. They're just kind of pinging at each other. They're not really able to do much damage to each other at all because they do have those personal repairmen that going down. Although we do have a potential flank that's going to be coming in. Red Lab, he's setting up all the way back behind. He is an assault. Is he going to be able to get some nice little damage down? Boom. There's going to be one looking for potentially the repairman. I would have liked for him to wait to get that repair player. Unfortunately, not going to be the case. His teammate, though, spawning on him, will be taking the brunt of the attack as he does go down. So that sneak attack has been noticed and will not be as effective as... ooh, nice little pickup there from Red Lab. Will be using his teammates as bait.
Now, one thing you can see is there's quite a lot of Spartans actually defending and holding that C point. There was a quick push attempt by 2 Easy into that C point. It was shut down very quickly. And there seems to be a lot of people focusing their attention around that area, trying to hold that point as the members of 2 Easy trying to probe those defenses. But we also saw the use of the 2 Easy tank actually firing on people going across the train bridge. So trying to stop any people going for a potentially outflanking maneuver onto the D point.
Well, we do see the tank getting aggressive over here onto Bravo for 2 Easy. And he is managing to do a little bit of damage back and forth between these two teams. Ooh, a little bit of a sneak attack coming in onto 300's tank. He's getting shot from multiple directions. This is not looking good. 8 health left. His repairman is dead. 1 shot and he's down. I don't know where the assaults are at. He's not able to kill this last player. Finally, we'll be able to take down Yang, but where's the other team's tank? Why haven't they gotten the shot? Finally, it looks like Sergio will be able to get the kill, but it took way, way, way too long. And they will eventually be able to clean that out. So B and D will be going over into the favor of 2 Easy. 636 now to 610. Little bit of an advantage, not a whole lot. So still an opportunity for Spartans to come back. But, you know, with that armor down, I really am interested to see how that's going to be affecting the rest of this game. You're not going to see that long-range shelling coming into effect. Of course, he's not going to be that mobile spawn point for a squad that we've seen him being used for fairly effectively. So B looking like it's going to be a solid cap. We do have really good exchanges that have been going down on top of that Delta flag, though. Bomb Atrocity getting on top of the bridge over here. And it does look like they've kind of just swapped out positions.
Now, interesting, I'm starting to see the C point starting to get contested as well. That means that there's going to be a 4 flag possible lead onto the Spartans. No, it looks like they've managed to hold on to that point, so they know that is a point of weakness as far as they're concerned. I'm expecting them to maybe focus on the D point to try and at least get some of that bleed back in their favour. But right now, they're having a lot of trouble at the D point. You've got members of the Too Easy team basically just sort of stuck in there and just being very, very irritating and not snuffing it. And it's just, they're basically just causing problems, acting as delaying. Anything that they can do to try and stop that cap is essentially causing problems for Spartan. And you can look at the ticket difference. I mean, it's not a huge amount right now.
No, it is not. You see Blades now on the other side of the map over here next to Bravo, trying to clean up some of these advancing players to get back onto B for 300. He's not going to be successful as he does end up going down. On the other side, on water, we do see Cameo is going to be going back and forth here on top of that A flag. But Red Lab really doing some work, picks up 2. Looking for that potential 3rd, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it against the tank with this particular gun. As slowly but surely that armor is going to be pushing on in, trying to help his squad mates as much as possible to get some effective presence onto that B flag. C is the only flag right now that 300 own at the time. Is 624 to 557. That lead starting to get a little bit more scary. And where do we see the rotations coming back in? It looks like they are going to be having a nice little fight over here underneath bridge. Not going to be able to survive. Does end up going down.
Oh dear. Spartans are going to lose their tank. They've got the nearby dynamite guy in there. He basically was hiding just down on the corner of the I don't know what the bloody hell you call that thing, but basically throwing dynamite over the corner and taking down the repairer and then the tank. So that's going to be a big problem as far as the Spartans are concerned. They've lost their tank. Now you can see immediately the tank pushing up very aggressively onto the B point. This is going to be the thing that the Spartans are not hoping for. They're going to have to try and turn this around, focus their attention on that tank, kill it as quickly as possible, take back that point, and then start to push aggressively back on the enemy team.
Killa doing a great job there. We'll be able to clean out that B site. And once again, taking back control of that 2 flag burn. Spots out 3 players down inside the tunnel that are going to try to make their way onto that B flag from the respawns. But yeah, this is starting to get a really, really bad. Nice little headshot going down as he picks up Chiquita. Again, no tank, no armor is going to be pushing in. So they pretty much don't have to worry too much about where they place their tank, where they're going to be putting in their armor, their anti-armor. So right now it is pure infantry chaos that's going to be going down, and beautiful use right here of the explosives through the smoke. They're like, yeah, okay, throw smokes. That's fine. I've got a dozen C4. What are you going to do about it? And they will wipe out that entire squad going in. So now it's all about containment, I believe. They're going to try and contain these players over here onto that C flag. We do see some pretty decent engagements going down, but look at that. We're right on the nose of that B site. As we do see a nice little squad versus squad going down. C4, that's going to be a beautiful C4. Doesn't kill a single person somehow. We'll be able to get the assist going down, though. There's only one man left up and alive. And will this one get him? No! The second C4 is going to fail, but finally, Chiquita does end up going down. That was interesting. Tank is going to be back up, though, so maybe the armor is going to be able to pick up a little bit of momentum there. On the other side of the map, though, trying to hold off this push coming in from that C flag, and they've done it very, very successfully so far as Too Easy. Like I said, locking it down. They own the bridge. They own both sides of the C flag. I mean, in this situation, Chad, I really don't know what they're going to be able to do.
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation for them. Obviously, the Spartans have just got their tank back. The contretemps they had in the C point was very bad for them as far as they're concerned, because obviously they're losing a lot of people and tickets are disappearing very quickly now. The thing is, the enemy tank, the Too Easy tank, is still up and running, and they've got to try and take that out. But unfortunately, there's not enough people around the D point that they could then use to try and take him down as quickly as possible, because they need to focus their attention. And you can then see the Too Easy guys just moving up very, very closely on the tank, making things even more pressurized for him.
Yeah, I think it's only down to one player actually onto that B side. It is going to be Blads. And this is it's, yeah, not the best of position for him to be in. He can cause a little bit of havoc, I will say, from this spot on the map. Ooh, but he gets 2 shots real quick into the face, will end up going down. And that is going to be it there for that B site. So now we do see a rotation coming in onto that Charlie flag. Red Lab is going to be leading that charge here for his team. Too easy, looking like they are going to be able to clear out every single one of those players. Now, on that C flag is very, very difficult to completely clear it out because of those building spawns up in the top corners. Very, very annoying. But a lot of smokes and a lot of explosives should be able to take them down. You're seeing that right now. Smokes being used to basically cut the lines of sight out of it. And you do see those C4s blowing down those walls, making sure that he has almost little to no cover to go into. But C is very quickly going into the favor right now of Too Easy. They have cleared off that point. 2 players are going to be coming in from the backside. I don't know how much damage they're going to be able to do in this situation. Killua will be able to pick up at least one of them. As you can see, some recon action will push him back. So really good job right now from Too Easy. They are going to be able to hold on to this lead. 594 now to 462 as we are getting very, very close to that magic number that will be ending out this round. And Killua comes around, will be able to get the assist there on another player as they have completely locked it down here onto this Charlie side of the map.
Yeah, looking at it, oh no, look at this, in comes the Spartan tank going ham right into his nose, trying to get to that particular position, going nose to nose. Oh, they're touching tips. That's really bad. And it turned out that to be the case as far as Too Easy was concerned. They predominantly lost their tank and most of the people around that area. That was a very aggressive push, went well for them, but the point is, can they actually make the most of that advantage? If they can get the D point, remove some of the problem tickets away from them and get the bleed in the opposite direction, it could be a difficult situation as far as the enemy is concerned.
Absolutely. See some focus happening over here onto the bridge. Not going to be going in the way right now of 300 as they do once again get wiped off of it. Doug is going to be back up though with his recon kit. See if he can connect with any of these shots. He's had a couple of good ones, but unfortunately, I don't think he's been as effective as maybe he would want to be. He is supplying some really crucial information, though, I will say. Ooh, nice little headshot there as he takes down Doom. Rips his face clean off. But really, is he creating any kind of advantage here for his team? I don't think he is in that situation. We do have a couple players getting picked up there onto Bravo. 2 are going to be set up here for Too Easy on top of that Delta flag. So while we do have that 2 flag advantage going into the favor right now of 300, I think Too Easy just has too big of a cushion, and they don't really have to worry about really too much at all. 567 tickets now to 431.
Yeah, I would say they're kind of coasting a little bit, maybe. We'll have to wait and see, but obviously most important that they don't get too complacent and basically overreach, because that could cause a problem for them. But you've obviously got Ruby Attack in there with the tank. He's going to be moving forward with his team. But you've got these guys who are just sneaking around with the dynamite, just looking to pop the dynamite onto a passing tank and cause him as many problems as possible. And now you can see them being a little bit more aggressive with the tank. The D point is being held by the Spartans, but you've still got people sniffing around the area. And while they're repurposing their troops into a different direction, you immediately see the Too Easy team start to reposition.
Yeah, Too Easy has been able to clear out that Delta flag. They will secure that in just a few short moments. The tank, for the first time, I believe, we've actually seen the tank on the bridge itself going across the other side of the map. So this is a different angle than what we've seen previously. But both armor pieces are going to be up and around, and you can see the push coming in as Chiquita is going to try and keep his tank up and alive. A lot of damage is going to be coming on in. He's going to go ahead and get on the backside of that tank. The other tank is sitting on the other side of the wall. I don't think he's going to be too concerned right now, but 32 tickets or 32 health left on this tank here as Rubitak, he is just barely hanging on as his teammates should be spawning back in and trying to help out. He's just dealing basically splash damage at this point, trying to do as much as possible, but he gets caught out by the tank and he is going to go down in this next shot. So that is going to be a good clean clear onto the 300 tank. Too Easy is looking very, very good here. They are contesting onto that B flag. They should be able to get the win of it. There's only one player here left for Spartan. He does end up getting picked up as well. So anybody who is left really to do any damage at all is going to be setting up on top of the bridge, and they are in no way, shape, or form close to getting onto a flag. 5:33 now to 4:12 with the burn returning into the favor of Too Easy, and they should be able to lock it down and finish it up right here and right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Spartans trying to hold on to that C point to try and make sure that it doesn't completely slip away from them. But like you said, it seems a little bit of a lost cause at the moment. They're still trying to defend that point, and members of Too Easy are just cutting them down as they come round the corner, and they're literally keeping them pinned in from all directions. And obviously, the loss of their tank didn't help the situation, and doesn't really give them any kind of sort of bulwark to push their way forward. So.
Absolutely. So that is going to be it there, guys. As you do see it going below that 400 ticket mark, that will be a secured win going into the favor of Too Easy. The first round, much closer than the second. 529 tickets to close that one out in round number 2. But overall, pretty dominant fashion, I would have to say.
Only on esportbf.com.